All good. Thank you everyone for coming back and being patient with us. I'm just going to read out the decision that we've made. Of course, it will be issued to all parties in this hearing afterwards, including those that have made written representations only. So the decision is that the subcommittee has considered carefully the application, representations of all parties, both written and oral, the Licensing Act 2003, the Licensing Objectives, statutory guidance, the adopted statement of policy, the Human Rights Act and the Equality Act. The subcommittee noted the operating schedule for the application and the applicant's intended operating schedule in Appendix A, which refers to staff training, CCTV, lighting and a Challenge 25 scheme. No representations from any of the responsible authorities have been received in relation to the application, but notably no objection was received from the police or environmental health. So the subcommittee have accepted advice that the absence of objection from a responsible authority must be accepted as endorsement, given the statutory scheme requires grant of a licence absent any objection, and the guidance confirms each responsible authority is the expert for their relevant field. This fact does not, however, detract from the validity or the weight of the objections raised by other parties when validly made. This application attracted objections from 3 parties. And having heard all of the above, the subcommittee is determined to grant the premises licence as applied for, but subject to the following amended conditions. The sale by retail of alcohol, Sunday 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. The playing of recorded music at the same hours as detailed previously for the sale by retail of alcohol, and a prohibition on the taking of alcoholic and other drinks for consumption outside the premises in open containers. This subcommittee accepted legal advice that the grant of a licence does not set a precedent, as each case is determined on its merits. Further, the extensive powers of review exist in the event that the premises causes issues or undermines the licensing objectives in the event that the licence is granted. Reasons. Objection to the application focus generally but not exclusively upon the following issues. Proximity of residential properties, including those with young children, the potential of obstructed access to those properties, the risk of alcohol-related noise, crime and disorder, increased risk to public safety, nuisance from the playing of music, fire safety concerns for residential properties above the premises, there being no need for additional premises in the area, planning classifications and permissions, and an increase in waste and rubbish. The subcommittee had the opportunity from Mr. Kitchen, who expanded upon the concerns raised in his written representations. The subcommittee accepted legal advice given during the course of the hearing that commercial need and planning issues were not relevant to the licensing objectives and could not be taken into account. It noted that the planning authority and fire service both have the opportunity to make representations, but chose not to. The applicants gave considerable detail concerning the application, and in particular the subcommittee noted that the applicant has experience in running a number of other licensed premises in the local area and would be selling a limited range of alcoholic drinks. The subcommittee had to balance the interests of the proposed businesses as set out in the operating schedule and clarified during the hearing, and the rights of the residents living in close proximity. The subcommittee is required to weigh up risks posed by the proposed licensable activities and make a value judgment based upon the evidence presented today and relevant to the licensing objectives. The conditions imposed were considered appropriate given the potential for a business serving alcohol to create issues and undermine the licensing objectives. And the conditions imposed will serve to prevent a disproportionate impact upon residents. Residents can be reassured that in the event that the premises does change in nature or operate in a manner that undermines these licensing objectives and relevant evidence supports it, then the premises licence can be brought back before the licensing committee for review. Steps can be implemented at that stage, including additional conditions or restrictions or indeed revocation of the licence in extreme cases and where proportionate and appropriate. And of course there is a right of appeal for all parties to this hearing to the Magistrates' Court. That's the decision in full. Thank you very much. And I think that brings the meeting to a close. Thank you. Thank you all.